What is up, YouTube? And today I am going to be showing you guys, in my opinion, the best speed team to use for Rengokutsu in terms of speed and also consistency. And this is mostly going to be for you viewers out there that have been asking me to, not really make as many free-to-play teams, but also show some speed teams as well. So I'm going to show you guys this team. It's going to center around Lily and Lilium. So if you guys don't have these two units, it's going to be pretty hard to do. Dieting doesn't really work well here because his target goes crazy even with Dark Moon. But I'll be showing you guys this team. It's going to actually kind of be similar to this team with Lilium, Kloss, Lily, and Kachi. But I found a more consistent support to use, and it's not what I found, it's just what people have been telling me. So I'll show you guys that. You can also sub out Kloss for Dinah, which will make the runs even faster. And I'll basically show you guys the team right now. And there's going to be, basically two variants with Kloss and Dinah. I'll show you guys the Kloss one first in case you guys don't have Dinah built. This one's actually going to be easier to build because Kloss's base speed's a lot higher than Dinah's. And the only thing you really need to worry about is just making your DPS strong enough to kill the boss in time. So the reason why I actually subbed out Kachi for Kazuyo is because even though they both can CC and Kachi can buff your DPS, Kazuyo's CC is way more consistent, right? The S3 from Kazuyo hits 3 times, so you have way more chances to inflict this sleep. And this attack down makes it so that there's less RNG in terms of getting one shot. So a lot of people have been saying, they get one shot at the start of battle, which can happen if you're actually fighting like light Rengokutsu, which counters Lilium's affinity. So he actually will do more damage to her because he penetrates more defense. And then if he crits, you just end up getting one shot, which is pretty much preventable, or not preventable, unpreventable, right? So because of that, Kazuyo actually fixes this because she applies this attack down. So, on top of the hack in from Kloss, it makes it so you take a lot less damage. Even without the hack in, you don't really die, so it's why she's very good. And just having the extra chance to CC is going to be very powerful. So Kazuyo is going to be the CC'er here. Basically for the speed tuning, you just have Lily go first. And you're just going to run her on a full speed setup, but you don't want her too fast. And the reason why is because after you S2, you end up S3ing, and if your Lily is too fast, I found like 305-ish to be like the best point. What ends up happening is she ends up waking up the slept ads. So it really depends on how fast your Kazuyo is, but essentially you don't want her to wake up the ads, otherwise the run will fail. So, you want Lily fast, you want her on Artisan because you're running double dark, and also because you're running double green in this comp, you'll end up needing the shield sometimes. But, for the most part, just running Artisan on a full speed build will be fine. Having some HP percent pieces will make the runs even better, but it doesn't really matter too much because your Artisan shield will always go on Lily because she's the holder. Now, in terms of the second fastest, you want Kloss. With Kloss, you want her to be just as fast as possible on effect accuracy. The only thing is, if she's too fast as well, which is why I actually prefer using Dinah, she will end up S2ing and also waking up the ads. So you're going to have to finagle a bit with the speed to make sure that, you're not waking up the slept ads before she goes. But basically, this is the speed I have her at. It's about 299, I think, if my math is mathing. Yeah. And then you're going to want to run her on Dark Moon. The reason why you want Dark Moon is because even though Codex is nice, that makes it so that you have 3 AoE attacks, and it actually will screw up your sleeps on the ads. So Dark Moon's actually going to be the best option. You can actually use Codex if you speed tune like very precisely, but I found Dark Moon to be way easier to build around. So Dark Moon's good because it gives you effect accuracy bonus, and it makes you do some damage, which is nice. And you'll also be able to land a 3-turn defense break. So that's what I have on Kloss. Now for your Kazuyo, you just want to run her decently fast as well. Basically, you want all 3 of these characters to go before the minions do. And even though the minions are at 285 speed, the ones that silence especially, if you have the Lily speed boost early on to the fight, you can actually overtake the minions' speed and go faster. So for that reason, my Kazuyo is at 277. You want to make sure she's also on full effect accuracy, and she needs to be on Codex because she needs to reapply the sleep on the ads. Now in terms of your DPS, you have Lilium. Basically, Lilium's on a full damage setup. You just run as much damage as possible. You can run her on Momentum, you can run her on Kenai, both are fine. Just put her on Fury and just make sure she's on Fury Edge because you want her to do as much damage as you can. Now for your shell, I have White Fang. It's okay with Lily because she resets the cooldown of it, but Count is also going to be a very good option. Honestly, it might be better, but with Lily, you know, because she resets the cooldown of shells as well, White Fang is actually pretty good because it makes your S2 hit pretty hard after, but I guess Count kind of does the same thing. But the White Fang damage is pretty significant in the run as well. Now for Dinah, I don't have her built, so this is actually the build that I run for Dinah on this team. It's pretty much the same thing as Kloss, but the thing is, you don't want to run her on Codex ever. And the reason why is because you just get a 3-turn defense break no matter what, and your S2 applies erosion anyways, so just running her on Dark Moon is going to be fine. You just run her on the exact same setup, and you just want her faster than your Kazuyo. So basically, you know, same setup for Dinah, and honestly, I think she's better because the vulnerable and erosion, if it lands, will make your runs faster. And, you know, even though the hack-in is great for damage and just taking less damage, and the turn pushback seems great, if you have enough damage on your Lilium, which you probably should if you just have, you know, just normal main stat build, then you won't really worry about the minions at all. So I'll show you guys the team now, and you can see how both actually work. I'll show you guys the Kloss one first, and then you'll see the Dinah one after. So here's the Kloss team. Like I said, you can run her on Codex, you just have to mess with the speed tuning a bit more. But if you have a Dark Moon available, then you can run her on this. You can see it goes on the boss. It will then apply a 3-turn defense down, which is great. Then Kazuyo will sleep the ads, and this rarely misses. If it does, you will fail the run, but it like hardly ever misses. And then basically you'll see the sleep goes away. My Lily isn't too fast, so she will then S3, and then basically after that my Kazuyo will sleep again. And then you can see after that Lilium will S3 again because Lily S3. White Fang does even more damage. Now I'm at 4 stacks. And basically the boss is going to die very soon. I do believe it will live and attack once more. But because my Lily's on Artisan and because we have Lilium, and also because we have Tack Down and Hack In, you're not going to really ever die. And the boss dies here. If you have more damage on your Lilium, you can actually make the run even faster. You can see it barely lived with like 1 HP at the end there, and that is the Kloss run. So now I'll show you the Dinah run, which is what I prefer using, but honestly both are very, very good. This one's just harder to build because Dinah's base speed is lower. I don't actually land the erosion off the opener, so not ideal, but you know, we do land the vulnerable. This will make Lilium hit a lot harder than with Kloss. Not a lot harder, but somewhat harder. Then you'll see that my Lily will S3 to reset my cooldowns. I then apply erosion, and then S3 again with White Fang, and then Kazuyo got pushed back, but it's fine. She'll be able to re-sleep. And then another reason why Lilium is so good is because when Lily brings her, she will actually be able to lifesteal up, which is pretty important, honestly. And then she should die, or he should die on this next S1. So you can see both teams about like 40 seconds. You can drop it to even like sub 40 if you have better gear on Lilium, as you see. But basically this is how this team works. It's pretty consistent. I'd say it's like a 90-some% win rate. You literally only fail if Kazuyo misses her sleep on the opener. And I guess if you miss the attack down on the boss, but you hit 3 times, so it's very, very hard to miss compared to something like a Catchy or, you know, just using, you know, Nymphonial and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more speed clear videos because I think a lot of you guys actually want that now because I've already released so many kind of like free-to-play friendly teams out there.